I know a lot of women do this, and I really do need, and is it a generalization? Yes, but it is valid because a lot of people do this. It's like, how can I help this person? How can I help that person? Stop signing up for a job you are not qualified to do. Again, I will say this again. Stop signing up for a job you are not qualified to do. If you are not a therapist, don't become your partner's therapist. Stop signing up for jobs you are not qualified to do. What do you do in a situation where your partner is insecure? They really need help and guidance? Direct them to a therapist. Hello and welcome to Kitchen Table Advice. My name is Paula and I am the host of this podcast. This podcast is a place where you can ask for any advice you want. It can be relationship, both platonic or romantic, career advice, or life advice. I wanted to create a space where people could ask questions without fear of rejection. I can't guarantee it will be good advice, but I can guarantee there will be no shame on my end. Your name will be anonymous and your identity will always be kept a secret. This is not professional advice, and I am not a licensed therapist or psychologist, and you are under no obligation to take this advice. Just think of this as advice you would get from a close friend on a kitchen table. So, let's begin. Hello, listeners. We are back, and we're going to dive into the first story of the episode. I actually think this one's very interesting based on the title. But anyways, here's the title. How do I, a 26-year-old woman, fix an insecure man, a 30-year-old man, dating over a year with trust issues? Let's dive in. So, I'm 26 and I've been in a relationship for a little over a year now. Very early on in our relationship, I was flirting online and had some issues with being truthful about that with my current boyfriend, a 30-year-old man. He went through my phone and found out. When I say early, I mean the first 2 to 3 months of us dating. So fast forward all of our physical fights. Wait, what? So fast forward all our physical fights behind this. You guys fought? Fast forward all the horrible names he's called me till today. Brought up therapy countless times. I even started going on the session on my own. He's been so reluctant. Constantly says he doesn't have the time or he's behind on bills. Excuses after excuses. I recently had a death in my family. A close cousin of mine passed away this month, a day before my birthday. Another cousin of mine invited me to Jamaica really to get away and whatnot. This set my boyfriend off again. He proceeds to tell me it's my fault he's so angry. It's my fault he's this way. He basically doesn't want me to go and says it's excuses that he uses to hide behind. He has 3 children of his own. I don't have any, and I see no reason why I shouldn't go. After me mentioning I don't have any children and I have a passport, he told me I was trying to flex on him. After not going out all year, only being with him and basically waiting on him hand and foot to fix what I apparently caused, I'm exhausted and I want to go. Not only do I want to go, I want to break up. He tells me breaking up is the easy way out, but he hasn't been trying to work on his own issues. What am I supposed to do? Wow. We will be back with our advice after this break. We are back. I don't feel like I have the voice to really carry this story. My voice is kind of calming. It's like, I feel like this story needs a bit more punch, like, ha! But anyways, very interesting. There's no advice here. She already says she wants to break up. Girl, break up, move on with your life. The easy way out, damn right, take the easy way out. Are you kidding? Listen, we all make mistakes in our lives. I get it. You thought you could change this person, but as the years went on, you realize he's a pile of garbage. So what do you do when you have a pile of garbage in your house? You take it out. You don't let it stink up your whole house. Try to clean up trash. Have you ever tried to clean up trash? I hope you guys haven't. This is how I see this thing. This man is insecure. This man is self-conscious, and he has taken no accountability, no responsibility, and he does not want to better his own life. He only wants to tear you down or bring you down to his level, as some people might say. If you want to break up, girl, break up. Go to Jamaica, have fun, be an island girl. No, seriously, break up. It's like, when I read the title, I was already like, break up. But anyway, very interesting. I actually thought I was going to give an advice, but since at the end she was like, I want to break up, it's like, well, at least she's not talking about, oh, what should I do? Girl, break up. He's stifling your youth. You're 26. You're supposed to be having fun. I tell you guys, your 20s are your years of exploration. Ladies, gentlemen, whoever, your 20s are your year of exploration. If someone is stifling you or being toxic, run up out of there. Now you have what to not date on your list, and you move on to another person. What? Okay, but let's dissect this. She said that she wasn't being truthful in the beginning of their relationship, so I can kind of see where his trust issues may have I don't want to say started, because people who have trust issues, it doesn't really start in the relationship. The person may exacerbate your trust issues or maybe bring them to light, but they were always there from the beginning. So let's say her not being completely honest and her not being completely truthful in the beginning may have shed some light on some already lingering trust issues that were there. Yes, that's kind of crappy, but another thing is, she did mention this was between the first 2 to 3 months of dating. And from what I can tell about the dating scene, unless someone says they are exclusive, it is assumed they are not. Because this is how some girls get tripped up, and they have this guy who's really nice to them. He really listens to them. He's present. He's there. He's bringing gifts. He's emotionally available. But then because he didn't say, you are my girl, or we are exclusive, when the girls brings it up, they always say, oh, well, I never claimed you. Why would you think I will only be loyal to you if I never said we were an item? Cool. So using that same logic, I would like to know, did you guys agree to be exclusive, and were you still talking to other people? Because if you did, then it's like, well, girl, come on. You know what you were doing. But it's okay. I mean, you knew what you were doing. Let's not pretend, right? But if you didn't, then you can just be like, well, we weren't exclusive. Men use it all the time. I don't see why women can't. But just because men use it doesn't mean you should, if you're not the type of person who is okay with being in those type of relationships. I do want to put that caveat. Just because someone else does it doesn't mean you should, like I said. And I think I brought this up in another episode. If you're not the cool girl, don't try to be the cool girl. I don't care if everyone seems to love her. That's not you. Don't try to do that. Okay? The same applies to men. If you're not the guy who just moves on from relationship to relationship, or just this girl to that girl, don't try to be that guy. It will be detrimental to you. And I'm sure a lot of people who wanted to participate or who have participated in this casual dating culture, they're starting to regret it. Why? Because it was never them to begin with. It works for some people, it doesn't work for some other people. People are just made differently. And I think we just need to accept our differences for what they are. And just because you're different from another person doesn't mean you're lesser than that other person. I think this will clear up a lot of not misunderstanding, but more so like what I ought to do. There's a lot of binary thinking in the world. It's not just for dating. There's just like a lot of binary thinking. Men do this, women do that. You do this, you do that. If I'm 20, you do this. Enough. Just do what feels good and go with your gut instinct. I know it may seem remedial and not logical, but at the end of the day, being true to yourself is going to get you the person you want. It's not going to get you the numbers you want. Because I know there's some people who are out here who say being yourself while dating sucks. You should never try to be yourself. Don't ever be yourself. But these people don't think long term. They just think quantity. Not being yourself or you trying to pretend like you're someone else may get you a higher quantity, but it's not going to get you the quality of person you really want to be. This is even in friendships or job, anything. Yes, being yourself may not get you the quantity you want, but it will get you those quality people who are there for you and actually like you for who you are. Now, if you're on the shallow side, then yeah, don't be yourself. I mean, I don't know what to tell you there. It just is what it is. Don't be yourself. But if you're not in the shallow side and you really want a deep connection, an emotional bond where you're like, this is my person, then yeah, be yourself. But if you're shallow, by all means, fake being the other guy or the other girl. More power to you. Anyways, moving on from that tangent. I'm just going to break this down because like she should just leave this man. But this is for anyone who is in a similar situation who maybe wants to think, oh, how do I help him? Girl, okay. I know a lot of women do this and I really do need, and is it a generalization? Yes, but it is valid because a lot of people do this. It's like, how can I help this person? How can I help that person? Stop signing up for a job you are not qualified to do. Again, I will say this again. Stop signing up for a job you are not qualified to do. If you are not a therapist, don't become your partner's therapist. Even if you are a therapist, he better charge you or she better charge you for your therapy session, okay? Stop signing up for jobs you are not qualified to do. What do you do in a situation where your partner is insecure? They really need help and guidance? Direct them to a therapist. You can be there at night with them, finding out the right therapist for them. If they go to this therapist session and they're like, I didn't really like this person, it's okay, honey. We're going to look for another person. But you are not going to become that person's therapist. You are not going to do that. The same thing for nutritionists or fitness or whatever. Apply it across the yard. Just stop. I need people. Just because you love this person doesn't mean you have the knowledge to really explore feelings of insecurity or self-worth or self-acceptance. It doesn't mean that, I love that you love them, but just because your love is not enough to deal with these issues. It just isn't. You don't have the skill, and that's okay. You can love and support in the background while he goes to a therapy session. That's it. But anyways, little tangent. So let's try and dissect this a little bit more. So in the first part, she said he found out, he snooped through her phone. A person snooping through your phone is a massive invasion of privacy. However, she also wasn't truthful. So it's like it just started off on the wrong foot. All in all, he's insecure, he's going through her phone, and she's not being completely honest. This is if they've actually agreed to be exclusive. If they haven't, that could be argued. She has brought up therapy countless times, and she even started attending sessions on her own. But he has been reluctant, and he keeps saying he doesn't have time or he's behind on bills. Well, I'm glad he's responsible for bills. It's like, you would be surprised how many men, and yes, there are some women who don't, but men who are like, I'm not. So he doesn't have time and he's behind on bills. Well, you're always gonna have time for something you prioritize. I prioritize making these videos at least once a week. We're going strong. Prioritize making these videos at least once a week to put out there for you guys to see, because it's something that's very important to me. If he cares about his mental health or his psychological health, he's going to have time to go to therapy. It just is what it is. People prioritize based on, people make time for stuff they prioritize. If you is this is the same thing in a relationship. If you're a priority in that person's life, they will make the effort to call you, to ask what's going on in your life. It may not be every day, okay, but it may be like once a week or maybe twice a week, but it may not be every day. But they will put in that effort to really go and tell you, I care about you, and I'm just interested in what's happening in your life. The same thing here. He does not care about his own mental health or his psychological health. That in and of itself is already a red flag. It's like, I know there's some people who out there who don't think you need to love yourself to be in a loving relationship, but I completely disagree with that statement. I think you do need to love yourself to be in a loving relationship. I think the only way for you to be able to show love to another person is by first showing love to yourself and accepting yourself for who you are. This does not mean you don't change your bad habits. This does not mean people can call you out on you being a bad person. It just means you're gonna accept every version of yourself, and if you want to improve or maybe tweak a certain version, just add a little flair to it. You don't even have to completely change it. Then that's okay. That's allowed. And I do not think that you can be in a loving and fulfilling relationship without first be loving and try to fulfill your own needs yourself. You can argue with that all you want, but it's something I believe. So someone who shows disregard for their own physical, mental, or psychological health, it's already a red flag for me. And if you've been listening to this podcast for a while, then you know I'm a strong believer of health is wealth. And that is physical, mental, psychological, emotional, all across the board. Health is wealth. If this person is going through some stuff, which we all are, this isn't to say, oh, he's a bad person for going through this. Absolutely not. We all go through stuff sometimes, and some people are able to better handle it than others, and other people need a little bit more assistance and a little bit more help. It doesn't mean you're a bad person because you need assistance. It just means you need assistance. It's just like, I think I was listening to another YouTuber. It was just like some people, like holding your breath in a pool. There's some people who can hold their breath longer than others, and there's others who can't. It doesn't mean you're a bad person for, oh, you're not able to hold your breath. No, I can't hold my breath for 2 minutes compared to Cindy. I can't do that. Okay? It just means that's how I'm built, and what do I need to do? You can either practice holding your breath, have a snorkeling thing so that you can hold your breath longer. I mean, would it even count as holding your breath at that point? Anyways, though, what I'm trying to say is there are ways to go about it, but first you need to accept the fact that you cannot hold your breath for a long period of time, and you need help. That's the beginning. You need to accept where you are at this time and then seek help. And if he doesn't want to seek help for himself, there's no point in trying to force someone to do something they don't want to do. It always tends to end up badly. So that's why I'm going to go with that. And unfortunately, she says she has had a death in her family. I am so sorry. And I'm sending you thoughts and prayers through this video. And I hope you do feel better. And close, because she's had a death in her family. And a cousin of hers invited her to Jamaica to just get away and try to get her mind off of it. This triggered her boyfriend in a way. This was odd to me reading this. Why is your partner going away triggering you? Does he think she's going to cheat on him while she's going away? Because she's trying to get her mind off of the tragedy that has just happened in her family. Like, I don't understand. And then he says it's a flex that she has a passport. What? What? Wow. I have never. Is it a flex to have a passport? How much a passport? Let me Google this. It's like, is it a flex to have a passport? Because now I'm curious. I have a passport, but I don't know how much it is. How much is a passport? I think they're good for like 10 years, so I don't even pay attention to like how much it is. So this is the whole breakdown. Adults ages 18 and older, the passport fee is $130. Acceptance fee is $35, so that's a total of $165. So I guess total 165 if you're getting a passport for the first time. Because now it says adult renewal by mail. The passport fee is $130. The acceptance fee is $0, so that's just $130. For minors under the age of 16, passport is $100. Acceptance fee $35. The total $135. Those are passport books. Now we are going to passport cards. A passport card for an adult age 16 and older is $30. Acceptance fee is $35. So that is a total of $65. Adults renewing the passport card, this is a card, not the book, by the way, is $30. The acceptance fee is $0, and the total is $30. Minors under the age of 16 is $15. Acceptance fee is $35. Total fee is $50. And of course, you have to pay for shipping and all of that. Is $165 a flex? I don't know. Maybe it is. But it's like a passport book. Because I know the passport book can take you anywhere. Like, you can basically go anywhere with a passport book. That's the one I have. I don't have the card. What do you do with the card? Let me Google this. What is a passport card for? This is interesting. Yeah, what is a passport card used for? A passport card is used as an ID for domestic flight. Use a passport card when entering the United States at land border crossing and seaports of entry from Canada, Mexico, the Caribbean, and Bermuda. Wait a second. You can use, okay, so the passport book, that is the one that is international. You can go anywhere. You can go from US to Asia, Africa, Europe, blah, everywhere. A passport card, I think, this is a quick Google search, okay? If you guys find new info, feel free to put it down. Passport card can be used to go to Mexico, Canada, and the Caribbean. Jamaica is the Caribbean. If 100 and let's go back to the fees. So if $165 is a flex, because since he's mentioning it's a flex, I'm not gonna look at the passport renewal because I'm assuming he doesn't have a passport. If $165 is a flex, then you can pay the $65 for a passport card. I don't understand this. What's going on? I'm confused. I am confused. Okay, the passport card, you can go to Mexico, Canada, Bermuda, and the Caribbean. Jamaica is in the Caribbean, right? Is Jamaica in the Caribbean? I think it is. Oh my gosh. This would be so embarrassing if it's not. Google, is Jamaica in the Caribbean? Yes, Jamaica is in the Caribbean. Ooh. I don't get it. Okay, seriously? She's trying to flex because she has a passport. This man is just insecure. Like, wow. The passport book is $165. The passport card that takes you to Mexico, Canada, Caribbean is $65. If you don't have $165, then just get the card. I mean, I would actually advise you to save like the 100 and just get the book, because the book gets you everywhere. It's just the book, you can go anywhere with it. So if you cannot add 100 more to your $65 to get the book, get the card, go to Jamaica with her. What is the big deal? It just sounds like he's picking a fight over nothing. He is picking a fight over. This is what I was saying. It's like he's so insecure and so discontent that every single little thing is a fight. Sir, go get your own passport. If you can't get the book, get the card. It's $100 less. What's the big deal? It's like she's probably gonna be drinking water, drinking smart water. Oh, why are you drinking smart water? Why aren't you drinking Aquafina? And now it's a big deal. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, why are you drinking smart water and you're not drinking tap water? Maybe she just doesn't want to. I feel like even just drinking water will become a fight in this type of relationship. This is crazy. And if she doesn't have children, she is free to come and go as she pleases. I don't get it. What is the big deal she's trying to flex? In a relationship like this where you breathing air is a problem for your partner, I think it's safe. I think it's safe for you to go. And if they try to gaslight you into saying breaking up is the easy way out, you damn right it is. You are damn right it is. I would take the easy way out. Okay? Yes, I'm taking the easy way out. What's wrong with that? Like, I would like to know what is wrong with taking the easy way out. Rather than put up with your mess of her passport being a flex. Are you kidding? I understand people fall on hard times, but it's like, it's not a flex. Having a passport is not a flex. It's not. Not putting up with your antics is not taking the easy way out. It is respecting her own mental health and her psychological health. It is her taking the necessary precautions to not jeopardize her health. It's not the easy way out. It is the wise decision, I would like to say. It is a smart decision to not put up with your antics. This is ridiculous. If you're in a similar situation, go run. It's time for you to run. Don't try to fix people like this. People like this are unfixable. Just like I said, if your trash is starting to stink, take it out. Take it out and let the garbage man come get it. Don't try to clean up a stinking trash. Don't try to clean up trash. It does not work. I don't know anyone who ever has attempted to do it. So don't do it. We're going to move on to the next session. This is ridiculous. We're out. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next story of the episode. This is a long one, but it's from a man, which is very interesting. So we're just going to dive in. The title of the story is, should I, a 26-year-old man, send a text getting clarification from a woman, a 25-year-old woman? Okay. So let's dive in. A few weeks ago, I met a girl through a mutual friend and we made out at the bar. We talked for a few hours at the bar and exchanged numbers and agreed to meet up. A few days later, I asked her out to drinks for the following weekend via text. She said she was sick but wanted to go. If she got better, she'll let me know. She called the next day saying she got worse and wanted to rest that weekend. She did give me a list of dates that she would be available, even days when she was on vacation but was going to stay in town. I told her most of those days didn't work for me because I was going out of town for the holidays, as most people do. I always said I prefer meeting before Christmas, but I was willing to wait for after I came back. We agreed to meet the weekend before I left. She did warn me that she had a close relative who was sick and the doctors were predicting that the relative wouldn't have much time left. I told her that we could plan it out and if she had to cancel, I wouldn't be offended, to just let me know. A few days later, I asked if she was feeling better. She responded a few hours later saying she did. I asked if she was still available for the following weekend. No response. Checked a few hours later and saw a red receipt from her. The dang gonna read receipts. I thought best to give her a few days before texting again, since she has a lot going on. I then texted a few days later with details and asked if she still wanted to go. No response. It's been 4 days and the message says delivered, but there are no red receipts. I'm working on being more assertive in therapy. I told my therapist, and my therapist thinks I should send one more text before the weekend and be more assertive and upfront while also be more considerate to what she may be going through. She said since the girl told me she was interested and now seemed to be pulling back, I at least deserve some clarifications as to whether she's still interested or not. I agree. I agree somewhat with my therapist. I won't be mad if she's no longer interested, but I would like some clarification and to not feel like I'm getting ghosted. My therapist says if she doesn't respond to that text, then I should take it as she's not interested and move on. I also agree. One thing I struggle with is giving people too much of the benefit of the doubt. Right now, I keep thinking maybe she just has a lot on her plate. Right now, I keep thinking maybe she just has a lot on her plate right now since she has a relative in the hospital. And I don't want to sound clingy or needy. I just want to know if she's interested. Should I send this type of text? Well. I agree. I think you should send a text with clarification, especially since she was interested in the beginning. It seemed like she really vibed with you and the conversation was running smoothly. Then, yeah, I think you should send a text and be more assertive. Just be clear, concise, and tell her exactly what you want to tell her. That's it. And if she doesn't respond, I agree with your therapist. Just take it as a no and move on with your life. Yeah. There's nothing more to say. I mean, your therapist said it all. It's like, this is such a short one. I don't know. Are we done for the day? Because that's basically it. The response was in the message. It's like, I think you should send a text just getting clarification. Be concise, be direct, and just tell her what it is. If she's still interested or not. That's it. And also be considerate. Maybe she is dealing with a family member in the hospital. That's why she's not responding to your texts. Because you did say there were no read receipt. So, is it read receipt or read receipt? I think it's read. You did say there were no read receipts. So, maybe she hasn't seen your text or she's dealing with a lot. Yeah. Just send a text just to clarify and don't take it personally. That's really the only thing I can tell you. It's like, I can't really say for sure you've been ghosted or not because she did say she's dealing with a family member in the hospital and she was sick and it's the holidays. It's like the holidays is a busy season for a lot of folks. It's so usually when I even talk to people in the holidays, including family members, I don't get offended when people don't get back to me because it's just like it's the holiday season. A lot of people have family coming in, family leaving. We have to do this, we have to do that. So I kind of expect some delay in responses, including from friends and family. Don't take it personally. Just send one more message clarifying, just asking for clarity. And if she does not answer that one, just cut your losses, move on to another person. You're 26, you're young. Like I said, your 20s are your years of exploration, whether you're a man or a woman. We don't discriminate here. Just go explore and find you another person who will be interested in you. That's it. Yeah. Sorry, the second story was the text was longer, but the answer was in there, so it was a bit shorter. Guys, we have not been saying this lately. Like this video, give us a thumbs up, and feel free to leave your comments in the comment section. Have you dealt with something similar? We don't want you guys to comment stuff like, oh, this person should be doing this person should be doing that. Even though this is an advice podcast, it's more so of life lessons or how this is related to your life or what you can take, the message you can take from here. It's not particularly about what the people who are typing these should do, but more so how can you better your own self or what lessons can you partake from this. So yeah, so please feel free to leave a comment and don't forget to subscribe. We'll see y'all next Sunday. Bye. Thank you so much for listening to that episode. And what did you guys think about the whole first story of flexing for having a passport? Anyways, I just want to hear your comments in the comment section. Maybe I'm off base. I don't know. And the second story, I still think it applies. He just need clarification. He just follow what the therapist said. Easier for us to to make stuff up in our heads and think someone doesn't like us because of this or what. It's just, most people are very self-driven. Even the most selfless person tends to think of themselves. It's unfortunate, but I think it's just a human design. So it's like, whenever we make stuff up in our head, it's just like, it might have nothing to do with what the actual person is dealing with. Which is why I want to encourage you guys to, like, if someone is acting a bit shady, just ask for clarification. There's nothing wrong with that. And if they're being shady while you're asking for clarification, then move on and go to another person. But yeah, please don't forget to comment, give us a like, subscribe, and if you're listening to this on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, then please leave us a rating, preferably a 5-star rating. Subscribe to the podcast and let us know what you think. And again, you can send us your stories at kitchentableadvice@gmail.com. We always love reading what you guys have to say, and we love reading your comments. All right, bye. We'll see y'all next Sunday.